This week, the students are working on creating or composing numbers in different ways by using base 10 blocks. These are base 10 blocks here. This base 10 block is our units or our ones block. And basically, 10 of these can fit into one tens rod. This here is a tens rod. And 10 of these rods can fit into this hundreds flat. And 10 of these hundreds flats can fit into this thousands cube. So those are our base 10 blocks. We have our ones or units, our tens rods, our hundreds flats, and our thousands cubes. Now, students have to learn how to create numbers or compose numbers using these base 10 blocks. So I will show you exactly how we're going to do that. First, we're going to start out with a relatively simple number, 327. And 327, we can put that number on a place value chart to really understand the place that each digit is in. So here we have a place value chart. And as we said, our number is 327. So we have a 7 in the ones place, the 2 in the tens place, and a 3 in the hundreds place for 327. Okay, so let's go ahead and build the number 327. As you can see, as we saw earlier, the 7 is in the ones place, so that means we need to use our units. So let's pull out 7 of these units. We already have 1 here, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. To make the 20, we see that we have 2 in the tens place. So that means we have 2 tens rods. So we have 1 here, and we're going to add 1 more to make 2 tens rods. And in the hundreds place, we have the number 3. So that means we have a total of 3 hundreds. So we have 1 hundreds flat, 2 hundreds flat, and 3 hundreds flat. And that way we've made the number 327. Let's count and see. 100, 200, 300, 310, 320, 321, 322, 323, 324, 325, 326, and 327. Now, how can we make this number a different way? Instead of using 3 hundreds flats, 2 tens rods, and 7 units, what's another way we can compose this number? Well, let's pretend that we did not have any rods. And that's kind of the same in their homework. And their homework relates to a business, and they call the hundreds flats the thousands flats. They call the thousands flats crates, and they call the hundreds boxes, and the tens stacks, and the units single blocks in the hundreds. And they give situations that the owner of the company does not have certain packages. Okay, so we're going to pretend that these are the packages. So let's pretend we don't have any tens rods or stacks like the homework refers to. So we don't have any of these. But somehow we still have to create 300 or compose the number 327. We only have 300 and we have 7 units. How can we make the 20? Well, simple. We don't have tens rods. We can simply use more units to make 20. So I'm going to put 20 here. Okay, so as you see, I went ahead and I put 20 units here to replace the 2 tens that we took out since we don't have any tens or we don't have any stacks. So let's count and make sure that we have the number 327. 100, 200, 300. 300, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. 327. And that's a different way in which we can make that number. Let's try a larger number. Now let's try the number 1,253. As you can see in our place value chart, we have a 3 in the ones place, a 5 in the tens place, a 2 in the hundreds place, and a 1 in the thousands place. So let's go ahead and compose our number. So in the ones place, we have 3 units or 3 ones. 1, 2, 3. We have 5 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 hundreds. 1, 2, oops. And we have 1,000s cubed. 1. There we go. 1,253. Let's count. 1,000, 1,100, 1,200, 1,210, 1,220, 1,230, 1,240, 1,250, 1,251, 1,252, 1,253. There we go. We've created the number 1,253. Now, how can we create that in a different way? Let's say we did not have any more hundreds flats, or as according to the homework, they refer to these hundreds flats as boxes. What if we didn't have any more boxes? How can we make the number 1,253? Well, I'll show you. Okay, here we go. So as you can see, I went ahead and I took out the 2 hundreds flats that we had before, the 2 boxes that we had before. And instead of using those, because we don't have those anymore, I needed to use more rods in order to make the number 1,253. So as you can see here, instead of having 1 hundreds flat, I put 10 tens rods. And I put another 10 tens rods to replace the other hundreds flats. So instead of having 2 hundreds flats, now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 rods to replace the 200 that I don't have anymore. So now I've created the number, now I've made up for the 200 using rods instead of the hundreds flats, or using stacks instead of boxes. Let's look at our place value chart now. So up here we originally started with 1,000s, 200s, 5 tens, and 3 ones. Well, we no longer have that anymore. What we have now is 1,000s, 20 plus our 5 here. So 25 tens rods and our 3 units. So do you see how we created a new number? Or, well, we didn't create a new number, but do you see how we created the same number in a different way? We simply used different combinations of the same base 10 blocks. So as to repeat that, we now have 1,000, 25 tens rods, and 3 ones instead of using the hundreds flats. So let's go ahead and put that in our chart. So now we have 1,000, 0 hundreds, and now we have 25 tens and 3 ones. So when we write that, we'll simply say, especially for the homework, which refers to the thousands as crates, I'm just going to put that in here, and the hundreds as boxes, and the tens as stacks, and the ones as single blocks. I'll just put singles. So the way we'd write that is, now we simply used, in order to create the number 1,253, we used 1 crate, according to the homework, 0 boxes, 0 boxes, 25 stacks, and 3 single blocks. Okay. I hope that really clarified the homework for you and the concept that the kids are learning this week. Next week or throughout the week, we are going to go on to expanded notation and writing numbers in different forms. Have a good night. Bye-bye.